What's up, guys? I'm BJ Kissel, founder and CEO of KC Sports Network, and I'm here to talk to Kansas City businesses. If you rely on technology, you need an IT support team that's not just another vendor, but a true IT partner. That's why I want to introduce you to my friend and neighbor, KJ Miller. He's a vCIO at ThrottleNet, the Midwest's highest rated and most reviewed IT support company. They've been in business for more than 25 years, helping companies stay secure, productive, and ahead of the curve. They aren't just IT support. They provide data security, IT strategy, and cloud software services. They do it all, and their reviews show they do it better than anyone else. Let's talk about how they can help you with my neighbor, KJ Miller, and our resident IT genius at KCSN, at least as he's affectionately known. You know him, Mr. Craig Stout. All right, so let's bring on KJ and Craig. KJ, let's start with you, man. I know our paths have crossed, obviously live in the same neighborhood. I know what you do, but tell me a little bit more about ThrottleNet and how you've already begun helping businesses as you guys grow here in Kansas City.
Yeah, so ThrottleNet, we're a managed IT and cybersecurity company, so we really help small and medium businesses tackle those IT needs and the cybersecurity needs that come, in the modern business world. So, we do strategic roadmaps for our clients. We help. Obviously, we have the full support desk and engineers ranging from entry level help desk all the way to tier 3 for those more complicated issues, so that way businesses don't have to staff that themselves and try to find a unicorn that can do it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know one of the things with obviously with our small business at KC Sports Network with AI and the way that it's just changing. It seems like all businesses changing social media. It's a different conversation. I'm not saying it's great for social media right now, but in general, we've used AI in a lot of different ways behind the scenes. How is AI kind of being supported through ThrottleNet, and how are you guys kind of leveraging that technology to help, like you said, small and medium-sized businesses?
Yeah, we really leverage Copilot in the 365 environment. If you have Microsoft 365, Copilot is an additional license that you can add. And it's really a great tool. I personally use it at least 5 or 6 times every day. If I go on vacation, when I come back, I go to Copilot in Outlook and I say, hey, give me a list of any tasks that I need to do from emails when I was gone. And it'll summarize. It'll read all the emails and summarize it. If I'm creating a spreadsheet for a client of maybe a cost analysis or something, I can use Copilot to help me create the right formulas, create, the necessary graphs. I use it to record meetings, and it will take notes and create to-do lists that I can add to Microsoft Planner. So using the tool in that way, it just makes business more efficient, makes you more efficient, and able to handle some of those, mundane tasks a lot easier.
And I know when you're a part of a small or medium-sized business, I know back, before I moved out here to Colorado, I worked for a very small business in Kansas. Every minute on that sort of stuff matters. You're working with a little bit less resources. You're working with maybe not the right ideal setup that there are in some other situations. So being able to leverage AI and being able to take some of those tasks off your plate so that you can move on to the more important things is a very important piece of this. And I know it seems daunting, especially for smaller business. You got a few people over here. It doesn't seem like something, I don't know how I'd be able to use that. I don't know where I'd be able to leverage that within our current setup. This is why you got to call somebody like KJ and be able to say, hey, help me out here. How can you make me more efficient? How can we leverage this? Because there are probably a lot of elements of your business that you're not thinking of. You're not considering that you can leverage Copilot, leverage these AI technologies that don't seem like the very surface level stuff, as KJ was talking about right there. Coming back from vacation, being able to get a quick summary, be able to set up a to-do list and be able to knock all that out. That's a huge thing. Everybody knows what it feels like to come back from vacation and have 40 emails, 50 emails that are all high attention that you've got to deal with immediately when you walk in the building. Having the ability to just be able to pull that out of Copilot or pull that out, that saves you time, energy, efficiencies. And that's just one example. KJ is here and able to kind of sit down and tell you, hey, this is how we can leverage this and make it to where AI can be a part of your business where you didn't think maybe it could have before.
Yeah, and I want to really touch on something you said there. Leveraging a company like ThrottleNet, we have all the resources and we have a full staff of people. So Our job, and my job specifically as a vCIO, is to make sure that you're using technology to move, that we are using technology strategically to move your business forward and not hold you back. So that's really what my role as a vCIO is.
And what I've learned as a content person, Craig, we've known each other a very long time, not having any sort of business savvy, is having someone to call. That when you're running a small business, or if you're making decisions for even a medium-sized business, whatever it is, you can't know everything about everything, and you have to have people that you can call. And when it comes to the way that technology is changing, having someone to call where you know exactly who you're calling. We know you can call KJ and ask a question about this is incredibly valuable, and is going to speak directly to anybody listening right now that it makes those kinds of decisions, that doesn't quite understand everything about everything. You're not going to. Having someone you can call in this space, incredibly valuable. You talk about efficiency, Craig. I was thinking about with KCSN, because I've always said we don't use AI in the same way that a lot of media companies do, where it's cutting content. We use AI in so many different ways, and have the audio editing software we use is all through Adobe, is all based in AI. It's all seeking out background noise. It's adjusting levels automatically. Our social media accounts, they're studying our accounts to figure out when the most engaging time to post is. And that's how it's going into, it's not scheduling a post at a certain time. It's dropping it into kind of a queue and saying, spit it out and post it when it's the most popular time. Those efficiencies will help us grow and help us spend time on more important things. And when I'm thinking about time, KJ, one of the things that I saw about ThrottleNet, and I want to follow up just to make sure that it's not a typo, is that just this instant gratification world we're living in, and I live in it, and Craig, a little bit to you, but the media world, everything is right now. Everything is, it's a great industry for people who are not patient because it doesn't, once the news cycle passes, it's gone. But when you need something figured out, media, you need an answer, you need it right then. If you're a business owner, you need an answer right then. ThrottleNet, it says you guys have 3 levels of IT support, and you guys respond within 2 minutes, and you have hundreds of businesses that you work with. Can you please explain to me how that works and how you can be so on it for so many businesses at once?
Yeah, so part of our system is we put an icon on every client, on every workstation, every desktop, laptop. That's like, we call it the ThrottleNet calling card, and you click on that icon, and you're working with support within 2 minutes. It's actually less than 2 minutes, but we say 2 minutes just to give ourselves a little bit of extra coverage here. But and that's not someone saying, "Hey, I've got your ticket and I'm aware of your response." That's someone's working on your issue, working towards a resolution within 2 minutes. So
I mean,
it's kind of unfathomable. I've been doing this
Yeah.
for 14 years, and it's the best numbers I've ever seen. Typically, it's like the respond within an hour is usually a lot of companies' SLAs, and we do it within 2 minutes.
yeah, I mean, when you've got an internal company, an internal IT department that can jump on that sort of stuff readily, yeah, you usually hear back an hour or 2 hours or something like that.
Yep.
If you are hiring an outside company, again, the small business I used to work for, we did not have our own IT department. We contracted out an IT department. You got to try and get them on the phone. They got to try and work you into their schedule. It's something that, it could be that day that they get out to handle your issue, or it could be something that they're going to try and deal with tomorrow or the next day, depending on their workload. So 2 minutes is, frankly, KJ, that's insane. That is absolutely crazy that you have somebody that can be on there and deal with that. And again, I talked about the AI efficiencies. Everybody has had a point in time in their life where they've been sitting at work and something isn't working properly.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
not able to get access to something. Your server goes down. Something happens to where your computer is not in a situation where you can utilize it again.
Yep.
We've all sat there and had, well, what am I going to do for the rest of the day? That's not a great scenario to be in.
No.
If you
Yeah.
can be working through that issue in 2 minutes,
Yeah.
that's crazy. You can get back on your feet. You can get that time back. You're not held up by that sort of thing. Again, as an outside IT department that you can hire with ThrottleNet here, having that assistance in 2 minutes is absolutely crazy. And frankly, I wish you guys were alive and kicking when I was back in my other place, because yeah, we would have definitely been taking advantage of that.
Yeah, and just to reiterate, that's a real life person. It's not an AI chatbot. It's not
Mhm.
a bot of any kind, or a chat, or a like a automated response. It's a real life person is talking to you and working through your issue in 2 minutes or less.
I laugh when you say it's not an AI chatbot. Can you imagine listening to this conversation like 15, 20 years ago? Like they're talking to, like, it's unbelievable how quickly and how much everything is advancing. And one of the other things, KJ, that just stood out when we were talking, when we first started talking about ThrottleNet and what you guys are doing, is the fact that you've never paid out a ransom on any cybersecurity, and that every client that you work with gets a $500,000 cybersecurity policy. And as someone that runs a media company that obviously plays in technology, we have cybersecurity insurance, we have all of those things. But again, having going through the process of doing it is not the same as having an expert and somebody that you can call, and having somebody that you can reach out to, and having access to people that are not an AI chatbot, which is so prevalent now, and probably one of the most frustrating things I think for anybody. The second you're not talking to a person, you just hang up and start hitting zero, or whatever you got to do is like, just get me to a person.
Yeah,
There's
absolutely.
every aspect of IT. It seems like you guys have an answer, and you're genuinely there to help in all facets of a business.
Yeah, 100%. So, going back to the never paid a ransom, one of the things that we pride ourselves on is we provide enterprise level tool sets to small and medium businesses. So you can get that next level, that next generation antivirus. It's not even antivirus anymore. It's EDR, MDR, managed detection response. So, that's a national company that is in the Gartner top right quadrant. So it's a leading next generation antivirus. We use spam filters, security awareness training. So we include all of these enterprise level solutions in our package. That way, these small and medium businesses that are constantly under attack by threat actors can feel comfortable and feel safe knowing that ThrottleNet's taking care of their cybersecurity needs.
I mean, nothing is worse as a small business owner than finding out that somebody has control of your system and wants this crippling amount of money from you. I mean, there
Yes.
are tons
Yeah.
of business that have gone out of business because they can't afford to pay that. They can't afford to unlock that. Is just prohibitive. So having that assurance that they're going to not just take the steps beforehand. I like that prevention that you talked about there, that security training,
Yeah.
because you know, as,
Yeah.
as you can set up all the spam filters and everything that you want to try and block that, and I know that you guys do, but you also need that training for the employees as well. Hey,
No.
listen,
Yeah.
here are the new and emerging ways that they're trying to come after you and get your information and all of that. Help stay on top of that as a small business owner. Anytime you don't have to pay somebody is ideal as a small
Yes.
business owner there. So this is more worth it than just about anything else that we've talked about here. That is
Yeah.
a terrifying prospect that any small business owner has in the back of their mind. So the fact that you guys haven't had to pay one, that is that is incredible.
Yep, 25 years, not one payout so far. And it's really
Jeez.
kind of a multi-step, multi-layer process. Obviously, the tools that we use, the putting the
Yeah.
security features in place, and then backups is part of that. Having good, reliable backups. So it's just it's really kind of a multi-layered total package that we approach that we take. So
Yeah, I think anyone that gets into business that's not in like an IT business already, that doesn't understand this, the last thing they want to do is click on the wrong thing and then not know what to do. And
yeah,
be like, I know I have a cyber policy, or I know I have insurance for this. Now I have to go through this and go through all these fine print and try to get. You need a person that you can call, and you're like, I know exactly who I'm calling right now because I should not have clicked on that. I should not have clicked on the email. I get about one a week from our full-time producer, Tucker Franklin. It says, "Good day. Sorry, I had to change my bank account. Please update." And I'm like, Tucker does not send me emails saying good day.
every
So
day.
the phishing emails, that everybody
It,
gets them.
it's
They're all
it's
over everything,
nonstop.
but
Yeah, and they're constantly coming. And like I said, mentioned small and medium businesses are more under attack than the large businesses because they are seen as easier targets. So we can help you beef up your security.
all right, KJ, if somebody out there is listening to this right now and they're like, you know what, we might need this. I don't know if it's the perfect fit, but I would be interested in learning more. what can they do to get in contact with you and see what ThrottleNet can do for their business?
Yeah, ThrottleNet.com/KC. That's our website for Kansas City, and that will put you directly in contact with either myself or one of our other employees, and we'll reach out and get something scheduled, whether that's a network assessment, or you just want to hear kind of about what we offer and what options we have. We'd love to talk to you.
All right, there you go. Don't wait for your next IT crisis. If your business depends on technology, you need a partner that's got your back. Like he said, contact ThrottleNet.com/KC to talk to KJ and get a free IT security evaluation and see how they can support your IT everything. We appreciate everybody for hanging out and for watching. Go talk to ThrottleNet.